Okay, so this is a translation based on the work topic. We can see this comes from the specimen papers from EDUCAS in 2018. So have a read through, have a go at doing the translation, pause it after this, and then I'll go through the answers and give you some ideas of why things are where they are and what you could put as alternatives. Obviously, if you have different alternatives, then ask your teacher. Okay, so here are the answers. There are different ways of putting this together, so I'll go through those as we go along. So el año pasado, as in English, we could put last year at the end, but what we want to try and do is maintain consistency with the English and then into the Spanish. So that's why I put it at the beginning here. Ideally, there'd have been a comma here as well. Trabajé, I worked in office for 2 weeks. It's preterite here because we are giving a time limit for it. Possibly we could put the imperfect, but maybe the preterite would work better in this case. En una oficina para 2 semanas. Por and para, we could put por 2 semanas. Quite often time is used with por, but para is equally acceptable in this sentence. Tuve que, so to have to in Spanish is tener que. So tuve que, we put it in the preterite here again because we've got our time limit here, but I would argue again that we could put tenía que in the imperfect. And then after que, because this is a preposition here, we use an infinitive. Okay, so tuve que contestar, answer, el teléfono, y mandar emails, or you could put correos electrónicos, it's a bit more Spanish, I suppose. So that's the structure for that one. Tener que we could use. We could use deber as well. You could use haber de. Haber de is a nice little higher level piece of vocabulary to use at GCSE or A level. So we could use those as alternatives in this case here. Durante las vacaciones. Be careful in Spanish that holidays is plural, so las vacaciones, and it's feminine as well. Me gustaría encontrarse. Me gustaría in the conditional tense, and then after gustar, always, if we bring another verb, we put it into the infinitive. The only time when that might change is I would like somebody else to do something. So I'd like my brother to find a job, and then you'd be using the subjunctive in that case. So in this case, me gustaría, and if the next verb is still related to the person doing this one, doing the gustar, doing the liking, then we just put an infinitive. Un trabajo a tiempo parcial, a part-time job. Trabajaba, so this is the imperfect tense, I used to do something. Trabajaba en una tienda. Trabajaba, because we know who's doing the actions in the rest of the text, we don't need to qualify it whether it's I or he or she or it. Because we kind of know that. But if you had a text where it was a bit more ambiguous, you might put trabajaba yo or yo trabajaba, just so that we know who's doing the action. Yo trabajaba en una tienda, pero ahora no tengo bastante or suficiente tiempo or tiempo suficiente. So there's various different options there. Ahora we could use actualmente, we could say de momento, so there's different sorts of things. Getting good grades. Now, in Spanish, quite often the ing is just an infinitive form. So if we think about I like eating, me gusta comer, we've got that ing there as well. The only time when we might use this, especially at GCSE levels, when we're using the continuous tenses, where you've got estar and then you've got a gerund that goes with it. So these ing words here generally, and especially if they start at the beginning of the sentence, we would use the infinitive. And this is idiomatic. So sacar buenas notas is literally to take out good grades. So sacar buenas notas, parece, seems, and then más importante is our comparative, más importante que. So you know when you do comparative, you put más, then any adjective, and then you put que, and then ganar dinero. So this is the same thing here where we've got an ing word in English, and then we just put it into the infinitive in Spanish. Ganar dinero. Okay, I hope that's clear. That gives you various options.